Hello, hello. And how do you do from me and my friend Clifford? Yes, Clifford, the big red dog, is decked out with his art gear. This Clifford sits on my desk here in my home studio that uh, I used him for inspiration. And today's inspiration is to draw Clifford. He's a lovable character. He's in many, many books, and I hear he even has a movie now. So I'm going to draw Clifford, my friend Clifford, our friend Clifford, a character we love, and Emily Elizabeth. Yes. But let's start with Clifford. I've turned my paper the tall way because Clifford is a big, big red dog. Right in the middle of the page, I'm going to start drawing by making an oval for Clifford's nose. And then above that oval, just a ways up, I'm going to make a slightly curved line that looks like a frown. And then I'm going to start with Clifford's mouth. And I'll come back up and finish the rest of his head. I'm going to come down like the letter J, straight down, and curve up just a little. Doesn't that look like the letter J? Perfect. I'm going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. Just make that J backwards. He has a really wide smile, so I'm going to make the smile come all the way up here beside the nose. So I'm going to make a little curved line there and one there, and keep that curved line going up for Clifford's wonderful smile. And underneath, add Clifford's chin. Very good. Next, I'm going to add Clifford's ears because then I'll be able to add everything else and everything else will fall into place. I think I'm going to start right here and come down, curve, go back up to connect for the ear on the right. So I started above the smile, but I didn't let it touch the top of his head. And I curved down, over, and back up. I'm going to do the opposite thing on the other side, right about there. That's about even. And I'm going to come down, curve, and come back in and connect. Yes, just like that. And then I'm going to finish Clifford's cheek by making the curved line there and a curved line there. Very good, Clifford. Very handsome. Add Clifford's collar. So I made a line that came down and straight over and back up underneath his chin. Clifford has two great big eyes. So I'm using that oval shape, but this time it's turned in a different direction. So if you see now, you have three ovals here. Two turned upward and one laying down on its side. And I'm going to make Emily Elizabeth over to the right. So Clifford is going to be looking at his beloved Emily. So I'm going to make a smaller oval over this way so he's looking over to the right. I'm going to add the little sprouts of hair. I'm going to put three at the top of Clifford's head. And his eyebrows are kind of zigzaggy, so I'm going to do Z shape here and a backward Z shape here. Those lines make Clifford look like Clifford. Okay, Clifford, you're sitting in your doghouse and you're laying down and your paws are crossed. So this is the side of Clifford's chest. So I'm going to make a curved line to right about there. And then I'm going to make a curved line that comes up and connects. There's that frown looking line again. It looks like a frown again, like we did for the top of the head. So I made a curve that looks like a really slight curve right there for the side of his chest. And then a curved line that comes up, touches that line, curves over a little bit. That's going to be the paw. So I'm going to go ahead and add another smaller curve right there for Clifford's paw. So one paw is going this way. Let's add a couple of lines here. Now you see it? There's his paw. Next, we're going to make a line that comes straight out this way and then curves down. And it comes down below here and straight over past this paw. Because this is the second paw. So I'm going to add two curved lines there. Alright, Clifford, you're laying here in your doghouse. Let's make this paw come up and stop right about there. And we're going to make this arm here, make the elbow curve, and come back and touch Clifford's body. And let's see. Let's start with the doorway to the doghouse so we'll know where to stop the line for his body. He is right here. Straight line up. Touch the ear. And keep that invisible line going to the other part of the ear, up and over his head. Down to the other ear. So you can see where he's poking his head through the doorway. This line is going to continue right beyond this ear. Down, down, down. And I think I'm going to make a line straight over like this. So there you can see the doorway to the doghouse and his body. You can see the rest of his body in there. There's Clifford. Good old Clifford, the big red dog. I'm going to add Emily Elizabeth and then finish the rest of the doghouse. Emily Elizabeth is looking at Clifford like, Clifford, what did you do? She's going to have her hands on her hips, but she's looking to the side, so I'm going to sort of draw the side of her face and one ear. Ding! Just like that, curve line. So it curves almost like the letter U down, and then there's a little bump there for her ear. And then I'm going to make a line that curves up to the middle of her head and down to this ear because she has those big bangs that look like a leaf shape. So I made another curved line there on top and another curved line here on top on that side. And the bottom of her hair comes out and curves in. We do the same thing out over here, curves out and curves in to the side of the face. Right in the middle of her face. Well, let's put it more to the left side since she's looking over. There's her little nose. It looks like an upside down V. And her little eyes. And little eyebrows. And a little smile. Well, let's make it a wide smile. She's happy to see Clifford. That's her buddy. That's Emily Elizabeth. If you wanted to add a few more details, you can add some lines there in her bangs, because I've seen that happen before too. We're going to keep it simple because she tends to wear the little shirt, long sleeve shirt with the skirt. So I'm just going to make a rectangle shape right under her face. And then I'm going to make the skirt with lines that lean out just a little bit on both sides. Connect the bottom with a straight line. And then the legs. For her legs, I'm going to do 3 straight lines. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to add the feet, and the foot goes out and over. See that? Easy. Out and back. Over. Her socks tend to have stripes on them, so I'm going to add a few stripes on the left foot and a few stripes on the right. Perfect. Now to add her arms, because she has her hands on her hips like I told you. She's saying Clifford. So I'm going to start right up here where the shirt touches the side of her face. I'm going to kind of lean out and then lean down right there to her hip. I'm going to do that on both sides. Lean out and lean back in at the hip. So from the side of the face out, there's her elbow, and lean in at the hip. And then inside, I'm going to make another smaller line right there. So you can actually see her arm, you can see her sleeves for her shirt. And then I'm going to add a little curved line down here for her hands on her hips. Clifford, what in the world are you doing? Well, Clifford is being a good guy right now because he's in his doghouse. I'm going back to the top of the page. I'm going to the top of the page and I'm going to make a line that comes down over almost to the edge of the paper, down over almost to the edge of the paper, and then straight down to match up with the bottom of that first line. There. That's the side of the doghouse. This one is a little tricky because Emily is sort of in the way, but we'll just make the doghouse come down behind her. If you want, you can add some shingles on the roof, add something more on the roof here with another straight line. And if I remember correctly, Clifford's name, C L I F F. It's going around this curve in the opening. O-R-D. Clifford, the big red dog. Alright, there's some grass here. To the edge of the paper, I add some grass, some little tufts of grass around them. They're outside. Clifford is in his wonderful doghouse, smiling at Emily, and she is smiling at him. Emily, Elizabeth, and Clifford. It was a great day to draw with you. I hope you enjoyed this. Make it your own. Make Clifford's house super cool. Put some cool, cute clothes on Emily Elizabeth, and just have fun with it. I have so many colors here. I'm ready to color, but you go ahead and color yours. And come back and see me another time. Maybe Clifford will be visiting still on here, sitting here on my desk. You might see him again, but come back and visit me again. We'll make more cool stuff.